Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the host of the Straight Jacket Stories and the voice of the Asylum. I am a former world champion, and I am here to bring to you an hour update for our first championship tournament. We have some great guests tonight, but I've got to bring on my special guest co-host. Some of you are familiar with this individual from other establishments, and we are happy to have her amongst our staff. I give to you Bossy. Hello, madam.
It's a beautiful evening.
Beautiful evening, she says. We've had some beautiful action. Have you been able to keep up with it?
I did the show last night. I was I was caught up, man. Some of those matches kept me really in there. I had a lot of thoughts on that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as it has now become a custom, our first interview tonight will be our co-host, Miss Bossy. And, we just touched on our first show. What is your thoughts on the beginning of APF?
I think you guys are coming out strong. I like it. I'm seeing a lot of differences building into this one that I have seen in the past. You guys are doing a really good job of actually bringing it forward rather than, I feel like there's been a lot of restraint, and it's nice to see some development happen.
I was very happy when I initially saw the tournament brackets. There were a lot of names that I knew. There were quite a few names that I didn't. We capped off our first four matches last night with Hollywood Haywood defeating Rob 1495, Shady Sean McKenzie defeating The Purge, Rika WildLee defeating the Master of Illusion, and Vagabond defeating Negan. To you, how were those four matches as a fan?
I really was into the Hayward one. That was what sold me. We were sitting there watching, and just that intensity. I like that you felt the words, and the way Vagabond displayed was really good. Really good showmanship. I want to see more of that. I want to see why we felt differently last night than we felt before, because you definitely had some show stopping happening, and I felt like everybody found their voice, but Rick up, man, he just that cadence and that delivery that was where it was at.
And you just touched on Rika. Rika's next opponent will be Hollywood Haywood in approximately 4 weeks, I believe.
Okay.
Hollywood Haywood will and Rika WildLee will go at it in the second round, along with. No, I am wrong. I am sorry about that. That is Hollywood Haywood and Shady Sean McKenzie will go at it, and Rika will take on Vagabond. I looked at my notes wrong.
That's what happens when you have dyslexia, right? Get that backwards. No, I'm kidding. It'll be good to see. I feel like no matter that development, the way you guys displayed this last time, I'm excited to see more of that. I'm excited to see how we put those lines out to each other and the development between the two of them. With 4 weeks, that's a good amount of time to really put some oomph behind your words.
And we have our next show, July the 1st, I believe. That will feature our next set of competitors. Amongst them will be Mama Purge taking on Sierra Montgomery, and we heard from the Mama Purge last week, a great interview. We have Little Sweet taking on Sam freaking Spade. Sergeant Chaos taking on Darkheart, and Elijah McFly taking on Johnny Rockstar.
Boy, I am enthusiastic to see McFly. I want to see some effort. I want to see some oomph. And I'm always behind Mama Purge. I feel like that's going to be her and Sierra are going to really throw it down.
Well, before we get on to our first guest, Bossy, do you have any final thoughts on the beginning? You have been here at the groundwork at the foundation. Haywood, do not sue me for that one. Of Asylum Promo Federation, as am I. What dream match, as part of your final thoughts, are you hoping for this tournament? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we found out late breaking last week that this tournament will be a double elimination. So we could still see some dream matches, even though a few of the competitors that are fan favorites have dropped down to the secondary bracket.
I think when you're building out the secondary bracket, I can't wait to see who Negan is up against on that next one. But that Master of Illusions, I feel like that's going to be a hard one to follow. No matter what bracket he falls into, it's going to be a... Sorry. There's so much pollen and I didn't want to sneeze right on you guys. Anyways, Master of Illusions, I would like to see the two of them at some point in a ring together. But I'm waiting for these ladies to kind of come up. I want to see where those words fall. I want to see where the dust settles.
Well, I happen to have seen a sneak preview of that, and if I did read that bracket correctly, you will get your wish. The first two second elimination brackets will pit Rob 1495 versus the Purge, and in the second part of that bracket will be the Master of Illusion taking on Negan.
That's where it's at.
So the Bossy's already being satisfied. All righty. Well, you just talked about Elijah McFly facing off against Johnny Rockstar. And ladies and gentlemen, that is our next guest on episode 2 of Straight Jacket Sessions. This man is going to be in probably the first match of next week, Mr. Johnny Rockstar.
Hello, and thank you for letting me to come on the Straight Jacket Session.
Hello, Johnny. It is great to have you. You are a fresh face to the promo landscape. I am very happy to have new blood, and I am interested to see what you can bring. Bring a little Rockstar power into APF.
Yeah, that's right.
You do have Elijah McFly first round. but who are you really wanting and looking forward to facing in this tournament? Who is your dream opponent to fight for the championship?
Um, I Mister, my first dream match that I would like to have is Master of Illusion.
I've been in the ring with that man. Master of Illusion can be a very tough customer. That is a tall order. And even though he did slide down into the second elimination bracket, he can still come back up and may face you on the other side. If it were you and Master of Illusion in the finals, who do you think would fare?
I know a couple of them, but I have matches with. It was Hollywood Hayward and Shady.
Okay. Get behind that. I can see that.
And if you beat Elijah McFly, your next opponent will either be Dark Heart or Sergeant Chaos.
My prediction on that, I think Sergeant Chaos. I know that could be one of my dream matches.
We were lucky enough to have him, and he is a very intense individual.
Yep, I know he. I see him all the time.
I think that would be an incredible match for you. The other side of the bracket that you are featured on has a lot of new competitors. Do you think that's an advantage for you going forward, or would you rather be in the other side of the bracket with the much more established competitors, it seems?
I'm good at anything. Let me give you a brief history. I started 8 years ago by March 20th, 2015.
Oh, wow. So you are a veteran in our sport.
Yes, I am a veteran and a legend.
I'm glad to have you here. I take back what I said. You may be new blood to us, but you have the ring time, and I am impressed upon that. I only have 4 years in this business, so
I feel like I'm gonna have to look up some videos now. I have to do some historical research here.
Yeah, and more of the research, I've been in a lot of Hall of Fames in my career, my legendary career.
well, Johnny, I am angry at myself for not doing my proper research. Last week it was Mama Purge, and this week it is you. I hope that you do not take offense that I did not realize your Hall of Fame status in various promotions.
It was like 12, 13 now.
Wow, you have been around the promo landscape and other lands. You know,
Yes.
before we move on to our next, we've got this double elimination tournament. So even if something would happen that you unfortunately would not beat Elijah McFly, you still have a chance to make it to the end. A little bit more challenging, but you could make it. You're here at the beginning. Very few people are ever here at a beginning of a company. What does that mean to you, and what are your final thoughts on helping us bring APF to the world?
Well, my thought is this is my first time facing anyone of this roster in APF from Heart and Soul Promotions. And this is my first time of doing it. And I'm ready to reach out and be that rock star that you know of.
Yeah.
Well, I like competitors who have never faced anyone on our roster, because you never know what they're going to bring. Johnny, we thank you for coming on this evening. I wish you the best of luck against Elijah McFly, and we will talk to you further down the tournament, no matter where you sit.
Excited to see it, man.
I'm always eager for anything. I never passed the first round. Now I'm gonna believe it that I'm gonna pass the first round, no matter what it takes.
That man is ready for competition, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Rockstar will take on all competitors. He has no fear. He is a legend and a Hall of Famer. Johnny, we thank you. We will have you on again, sir.
Man, you're welcome for having me being honored to be on the straight judging session.
All righty. Good evening, sir. Wow, a legend and a Hall of Famer, Bossy. I am.
Thank you, Angel. That's exciting. Now I feel like we need to we both dropped the ball there a little bit. I feel
Ladies-
like that's one of those I want to see what he's got going and what we're building with this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are times like this that even I forget how large the promo landscape really is and how long it's been in business. Last week we talked with Shady Sean McKenzie, who has had years and years on his belt, and now we have Johnny Rockstar. If these two gentlemen have been in the ring that long, I hope they end up facing somewhere along in this tournament and see what veterans can do in this ring. But this next guest, he is a member of the APF management team, and he is our general manager in charge of getting all of these ladies and gentlemen in the ring for their opportunity to vie for the first APF World Heavyweight Champion. This is GM Edward. Hello, sir.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
We are great. I don't know about Bossy. I'm not sure what's in that cup. She seems to be smiling more and more.
It's a red Solo cup. What you think's in it?
Just class it up.
She wants that smoke, I think.
Too. Every day.
And he's got the blue cup, and I've got the tea mug. So, GM Edward, we have had our first show from management's perspective. What did you think of our first 4 matches?
First 4 matches, I'm not gonna lie, I was pleased to see what we were able to put out. You know, for an intro, for us to say hello, welcome to the asylum, and we start right off with the tournament to crown our first ever champion. Guys came out with their guns blazing.
Yeah.
And I definitely was impressed because there was no holding back from anyone. And as you see the intensity from people that you've been had on screen so far. You know, the Hall of Famer, Mr. Johnny Rockstar. He said he doesn't care who he has to face. He want to go. You know, the people that in advance, Vagabond, Hollywood, Shady, these guys aren't easy conquests. I know I skipped over one of them that advance.
Rika.
It's probably that clown Rika.
That's that clown, Rika WildLee.
You know.
The man who couldn't make our show last week.
Now, I will say this. I faced Shady. I faced Rika. I think I faced Vagabond somewhere else, but I faced all these guys in other feds. I've never faced Hollywood yet, but it's coming up. I think somewhere in the VOH Inferno I was supposed to face them.
But Hollywood and you have a much different relationship than the rest of those individuals that you have named. Are you pulling for him to be the first APF champion? Do you think he is the odds-on favorite after seeing the first round matchups?
The first round matchups, I don't put him as the odds-on favorite
Okay.
just because of his matchup lineup. Because this the second first round matchup can pretty put some eyes on on that second half of the bracket and make you say, hold on, wait a minute. And I'm not gonna lie. I joked when I said that she should come out here and show us what she got. She's out here, she's ready to go, she's ready to kick some ass. I have to see what Mama Purge is going to do.
Let's just write it down. I knew it was coming.
I'm not gonna lie, it's like if you've seen her on anything, Mama Purge is ready. She backs down from nobody. Former champion, current champions, she does not care who you are. She's in your face.
That woman was on here last week and she was fearless. To say that she wanted the odds-on favorite, the man that a lot of people believe will be champion. She has no fear. I'm like, I know where Purge gets it now because that man has no fear. It's all in the blood.
I think she's gonna I think she'll make Bossy back up.
Ooh.
You know me, I do like the smokes. I like that. Now I'm invested. What about the smoke?
What GM Ed, we've got the lockdown plan for January 1st. Is there any special events that you can kind of give us a preview to, or are you keeping everything kind of close to the vest right now?
I'm kind of figuring out how you got the lockdown plans for January already. It's June.
I can't release my sources.
Man, you got plans for stuff that I don't know yet.
Hey, we do. Oh, Unleashed July 1st. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all hit. Unleashed is held by the president Dusty V. Paul. That's
Oh Lord.
that's his show.
Oh Lord, we're all.
Oh, Lulu did it.
Lulu did it. Lulu's always responsible for something.
Damn, Lulu.
Hey, anytime Lulu's involved, you can never be quite sure what's going to be going on.
And I am sad that people had to back out of the tournament. But we always say that real life takes precedence. It's just like
It was still a good show.
even with that happening, we lost the GM due to real life. But GM Joe, I understand that, real life and happen and it hits hard and hits fast. You take care of that, we take care of this, and when you're able to come back, we got a spot for you, my brother.
We had a couple of substitutions in the tournament for similar reasons. We touched on them a bit last week. And, I hate to say that, I hate to say that they are not participating in the tournament, but I believe their replacements will give us as entertaining, if not more entertaining matches than the original matches planned. And what kind of fate would it be if one of those substitutions ended up going all the way through and capturing the APF World Heavyweight Championship for the first time, that would be a very interesting what if scenario.
That's that hot seat scenario.
You know, and there's people that has the ability to do it. You know, if they come in and go every match full blaze, they could do it. You know, people like Sergeant Chaos. If he gives you 100% of Sergeant Chaos every match, it's gonna be tough.
Sarge seems like a very intense individual. He came on last week while doing one of his training regiments. He looked like he was preparing. He looks like he was lifting weights and hitting that bag. You know, he looks like a man that you would not want to meet on a dark alley, but would like to walk into one with it.
Military
you know,
man, they stay ready.
You know, we have not yet crowned our first heavyweight champion, but everybody's kind of asking, are there more championships being discussed on management side? Or are we trying to get just I won't even say the guy. It is the promo artist.
Well, right now we're getting the promo artists and seeing how things progress. But there are talks of having a secondary title. It's just we want to see how things go once the first champion is crowned. And are people going to stay and continue to give their all, or are they going to fall back and become invisible?
This is the
Hey,
Mama
Mama
Purge.
Purge.
She has stayed up late, ladies and gentlemen, to watch the Straight Jacket Stories episode 2. You gotta love the dedication of the Purges. They are over there in the Germany. Legitimately, they are on the other side of the world, while the rest of us or most of us are here in the USA. So she is watching us very late, and we thank you for your patronage, Mama Purge. You know what I think it is? I think really what it is she's wondering who thinks that they're gonna take her out.
Keep them ears to the street.
Mm-hmm. That's what mamas do.
I know one person who ain't gonna say they gonna beat her. That's the Purge. He ain't gonna say he's gonna beat her.
I don't know, huh? They got some camaraderie like me and my kiddo.
Well, you know that you say that's an interesting case in point is that the Purge is on one side of the bracket and Mama is on the other. So we could have son and mother face off. That would be possibly a first in promodom.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had mother versus son.
That might lead into some civil war inside the household, but GM Ed, we thank you for coming on this evening, sir. What are your final thoughts now that we are technically, this is our third show under the APF banner? We've had a first successful show leading into our next. You know, we kind of have some ideas on the bracket heading forward.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I love the way things are looking. I love how the Straight Jacket is going. So far the shows are going good. I can't wait to see what Dusty do on the first, and then we're gonna jump into this second round of the tournament. You might get 2 lockdowns next month, just so we can get this tournament moving faster.
All righty. You know, ladies and gentlemen, and I would propose this live to GM Ed. You know, the Straight Jacket Stories may be my domain. If you would like to present a couple of, say, second elimination matches right here on the Straight Jacket Stories, I would be more than happy to broadcast them to the world, and even even be able to supply the results to our great fans and speed up that process a little. And then can you imagine finding out live that your next competitor just won or lost his match, and you are sitting there going, business just picked up. But GM Ed, thank you so much for coming on this evening. And we got Bossy with the red solo cup.
You know, she picked up the red solo cup. That means it's time for me to go.
Oh yeah, you're leaving me alone with her. Oh, thanks, Ed.
He's got it.
It's not like you hadn't thrown me to the lions before, right?
Hey, I'm not that GM. I'm not that GM anymore.
He's here for the pretty face. His pretty face.
All righty. I thank you, and I hope your well-wishing and your speedy recovery, sir. And I hope to have you back on very, very soon. And until next time. And that was our general manager, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Edward Lindsey. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take a short commercial break. Please stay tuned for our next few guests. And now, Pretty Poison Designs. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. All righty. Bossy, we have had the general manager talk about it. We've had Johnny Rockstar, one of our competitors. It is... wow, I just realized we're about halfway through for the evening. Time flies.
It really does when you're having fun, right?
Well, to the one that says they're drinking out the red solo cup.
It's true.
I was about to say, I may have to talk to management about the breathalyzer for the show. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we were going to have this individual next week. But due to a few scheduling errors, President Paul, I think, missed a few plane tickets here and there. Hey, sometimes the money makes it, sometimes the bills make it there before the money does. We are going to have at this time an individual that borderlines on the insane, but an individual that I personally have watched enter the promo arena, and I want to say that she had her first match in a other promo organization I had an affiliation with. We are going to bring her on at this time, the sometimes wacky, sometimes insane, but always entertaining, Miss Lulu. Oh Lord, I think she's been hitting the red solo cup too.
I'm not allowed to have that. They gave me diet drink.
Yeah, that's adult no juice.
No alcohol and no sugar.
And no caffeine.
Lulu, how are you this evening?
Good.
Have you enjoyed the show so far?
Yeah, Lulu escaped the mailbox.
Okay.
Yeah, Lulu went to send her awards from another promotion, and she fell in the mailbox. And nobody came to help her, so now Lulu's gonna be bad.
I dig it.
Fuck the police!
Lulu, we've talked about this. We are not past the 9 o'clock hour. That language, unfortunately, cannot be stated here at this time.
Oops.
I can see Lulu going crazy with a mailbox on somebody later.
Yeah.
That I'm interested in seeing. Just putting that out there.
Well,
I've got a match idea. Mama Purge and Lulu in a hardcore match.
no, Mama Pudge and Lulu team up against Elijah the Dirty Sandhorse McFly and Johnny Doofstar.
I love it.
Yay!
That would be an interesting match. And we touched on it a little bit last week on the possibility of us if we had tag titles and we had addressed Mama Purge and the Purge as a tag team. What about Lulu and Mama Purge as a tag team?
We win. Fatality. Flawless victory. And if Lulu can't have Mama Pudge, then she'll pick Bossy.
Just mean enough that it might work.
Yeah, she can be the drunk one and Lulu can be the PG one.
That's right. I'm still PG most of the time. Most of the time.
Yeah.
But Lulu isn't PG.
Somebody has to be. Somebody has to be.
Lulu, I have to ask. I have watched you basically come into the promo world, and I have been very pleased at what I've seen. Why, or if you can tell me, escaped mailbox? That needs to be in a promo. You need to have a mailbox. It would be threatening, and it would be great.
Okay, I have to go steal one tomorrow.
Bossy, you want to touch that one? Because I'm not
You should never say crimes out loud before you do them.
It's not a crime if it's Lulu. They just tell Lulu, don't do it again, and it's a slap on the wrist.
I don't know. I think mailboxes fall into that federal bracket.
I know, Germany's weird.
That's fair.
I mean, Patch is allowed to walk around without a leash.
Or a muzzle. Don't forget that.
He doesn't bite.
That we know of.
Lulu will ask Mama Patch if he's ever bit his girlfriends.
I really hope that's not a discussion they've had. Just real quick.
I feel sorry for Jordan Drake.
Lulu, I was surprised to not see you in the first championship tournament.
So Lulu signed up the same day Mazzaria signed up. And then Mazzaria got the spot because everyone gives the witch everything. And then Lulu got kicked out because Elijah complained.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mazzaria went down with personal matters, and Lulu just sat off to the side until she got trapped in the mailbox. Lulu thinks it was Elijah. He pushed her!
I would need proof of this.
He's a sand horse.
Do you really want to doubt Lulu, Bossy?
I mean, I don't want to, but somebody has to ask the important questions. How did you get in the mailbox, Lulu? What really happened?
I was married the Lulu Awards, and they were heavy, and I had to climb into the hole, and I slipped and fell in the hole.
Part of Bossy feels like that's a euphemism.
What's a euphemism?
Lulu,
Hmm?
who were you attempting to mail yourself to?
Not anyone. The other Lulus already live in Elijah's house. There's a red one and a feral one, and they both are torturing Elijah as we speak.
I'm sure Johnny Rockstar will love hearing that his opponent is currently being tortured.
He has bite marks on his arms.
Bossy, did Lulu just confess to yeah.
Yeah. That
You
happened.
did nothing.
He's not a chicken wing. He's
There he is. He's bony enough.
fairly certain he's not. Yeah. See, thanks, Mama Purge.
True. Chicken wings are buffer than Elijah.
Yep. That's
And they have more flavors in their promos.
clearly the dream promo for Lulu would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McFly is going to be Lulu's. That one. The female dog.
That.
She's going to put a leash on him and whip him up.
I got one for you. You ready? Like, nope, I lost it.
Bossy,
I didn't do it. Wasn't me.
do not encourage the little shark girl.
Yeah.
Why? Because Bossy is part of the APF management team in certain ways, and she cannot be facilitating other people being turned into pets.
Sure. Really frowned upon. Dreams of grandeur.
Just do it at a table. A lot of strange business happens on the tables.
I don't want to know why you know that.
Other companies.
Lulu,
Hmm?
for all of the matches that we have in the tournament, what is the match that you are most looking forward to?
Mama Patch versus Sierra Montgomery.
Really? First round match?
Well, everyone already knows all the established people. Sierra Montgomery is like a YouTube star turned promo artist. And you have Mama Patch, who's savage in the comments. Can she turn that into savage in a match?
Well, she is a purge.
Well, yeah, except she has hair.
Speaking of the Mama Purge.
Oh,
Yay! Best Patch.
what about
The
you?
other,
What's your
the
dream?
other one just looks like the other Purge. The boy Purge just looks like Ed Kemper.
Looks like what?
Ed Kemper, the co-ed killer. Lulu's been watching True Crime again. Yay!
Lulu, I think you should stick to something else besides true crime.
Okay.
For the sake of all individuals in APF, and especially Purge.
Okay.
Look, you were greatly entertaining Mama Purge, so we thank you for that this evening.
Okay. I also think I'm almost making you crack.
You were making what? Who?
I'm making humans crack. And I thought only advanced aging did that. It was funny! Laugh! Laugh!
Lulu.
Mm.
Should you come back into APF, and or when you come back into APF, who are you hoping to face?
Besides the obvious,
Mhm.
How about most people are scared to face Lulu?
You are a very unpredictable individual, Lulu, and I can see
Yeah,
why.
'cause Lulu goes, "Rah!" And they go, "Ah!" And then they go to management saying, "We don't want to face her. She scares us."
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is another reason why APF is bringing you a different product. This psychotic little shark girl, Sheriff Lulu.
Yeah,
Lulu,
no poor viewers. I
Lulu.
like it. What the fuck?
Hey, we're not at the 9 o'clock
Sorry.
hour. Thank you. Lulu, we have greatly enjoyed having you on this evening, and I will have you back. Probably not the near future, but we're going to get Mama Purge through at least one round. Or, well, we may even have you and Mama Purge on together one night, and I think that'd be highly entertaining. I'm sure
Yeah.
Bossy would be hitting probably the third or fourth Red Solo Cup. But what are your final thoughts about being here in APF?
Mama Purge calls Lulu cotton candy. Lulu doesn't even taste like cotton candy, but okay.
How do you know what it? Never mind.
Huh?
Before I start myself.
I got hungry once. I was in a mailbox for 2 weeks.
2
I ran
weeks.
out of cookies.
Okay, now we're starting to get a more complete story.
Nobody saved her.
Lulu,
Hmm?
I greatly thank you for being on the second episode of Straight Jacket Sessions, and we will have you back one day. And
Yeah.
very entertaining for Bossy and I. And I'm kind of waiting for Bossy to spit out whatever highly alcoholic beverage she's drinking. So I thank you.
Bossy's a good girl. A good girl swallow.
It's true. Damn it. I walked right into that. Thanks, Lulu. I love you.
Yay!
And on that note, thank you, Lulu. We will see you next time.
Yay!
Ladies and gentlemen, the always unpredictable Lulu, a very unorthodox competitor here in APF, and may God have mercy on your soul for whoever faces her, because she will not.
Not at all.
I am just checking with the producer because I believe that our main event has arrived, because President Paul had to get a red eye out for this person. Let us see, let us see, let us see. Oh, oh Lord, they're I am being told by the Mr. Producer that Lulu is currently running through the back hallways at our studio, and where did she find a frozen fish backstage?
In somebody else's mailbox.
Well, she's slapping people with a frozen halibut. I'm not sure why we had a frozen halibut backstage.
That's a thick fish, too. That hurts.
We still have not reached a 9 o'clock. Well, no, actually, we have reached 9 o'clock hour. That joke can stay.
That was a real statement. I cook halibut.
As do I. Mr. Producer, are we ready? I have to talk to President Paul about the producer running this show. I think we may be paying him too much.
I think so.
Alrighty, Mr. Producer gives us the double thumbs up. So, Miss Bossy, we have gone through about 50 minutes of insanity so far, and now we've reached our main event of the evening. We have an individual who I have known since he first debuted in Promo Land. I have watched his career since then. I have watched him become a multi-time world champion. I have watched him become a tag team specialist. And he just had a match last night at our very first show. Ladies and gentlemen, APF and the Straight Jacket Sessions proudly bring to you the Barker of the Bazaar, Rika WildLee.
Well, hello. Finally, I've made it. How are you?
Rika, my friend, we go back all the way from your beginnings.
Yes, way back when I was just a young promo clown. But that was then, this is now. How have you been, sir?
I have seen better days, but I enjoy this new chair and my new position.
Hey, I gotta say, as many times as I've seen you in a vest and a suit, this fits you well.
And fighting for a world's championship has always fit you well, good sir.
Well, gold has always been my forte, so why not come here and do what I do best in the place that I know best? I mean, you know best that I have been near the asylum for quite some time.
Yes, this man has written his plans in the cell blocks of the asylum many, many times.
I mean, you think about this. Me and my brother Seven, on many occasions, have visited this asylum before its doors were open to the public, before you had to just click an invite to get put on the page. Before all of that, it was just a place of torture, per se. A place of magic and wonder. Part of the carnival's lights as the promo world grew to know the sideshow freaks. The asylum was known before the promo league existed. So I think maybe, just maybe, I have a little leg up on the competition.
That's one big leg.
Well, I mean, I've got to say, I've been working this whole situation for quite some time, even before there was a championship to be fought for. But with that said, who knows what's gonna happen as this tournament turns a new leaf, maybe?
Well, you say that, but we do know your next opponent.
Do you now?
Oh, yes, my good friend.
By all means.
Your next opponent in the next round of the tournament is to be Vagabond.
Oh, okay. We can play that quite magically, quite outrageously, and quite awesome. I am going to make sure that this promo that comes out to the entire Asylum promo league will never be forgotten. This whole federation will know that when Rika WildLee comes on screen and the lights shine bright, that no matter who stands across the ring from me, there is only one ultimate outcome, and that is to fall down back to the bottom where everyone else starts.
You know, the uniqueness of this tournament, I do believe that this is the first tournament that you have participated in with a double elimination element. How do you feel about possibility of facing individuals that you've already beaten but have come for revenge?
We'll see. Just as any veteran legendary promo artist would do, I never pull all my cards to the front. I always have a couple stashed back for a rainy day. So as I've done my research on the opponent and I have beat them once before, if I happen to come across someone that I
Ladies and gentlemen, Master of Illusion.
of course.
Mr. Producer, I did not book the Master of Illusion this evening.
Hello, Rick. You're not the only one that has tricks up his sleeves. Oh, I'm glad this is a double elimination. I do really well when everything is stacked against me. Rick, I'm coming for your blood. You can guarantee that. I don't care when, where, what place in the tournament, or I might just find you where you're always at. I'm coming to get you, Rick. I'm coming for blood.
By all means, my friend, we know exactly what happens when you fall victim to the carnival's lights. So, if you want to step up and get embarrassed once more, then by all means, I will grant your tickets just like I did the other night, where you walked into the carnival and then never walked out. You may be the master of illusions that everyone sees. You may be the master of illusion that you think you once were, but I promise the carnival took a piece of you that you'll never get back. So pull all the tricks you want. I never said I had tricks up my sleeve. I said I had ammunition, and that is going to be your ultimate demise as your career falls.
Oh, Ricka, let me tell you something. Sometimes fate intervenes. Fate allows me to see things and do things that I don't normally would do. And if it means losing one of the first matches to you, then so be it. But you know what? Sometimes you have to feel the rage. Sometimes you have to be angry at your own self to elevate you higher than you've ever been before. So if I ever face you again, which we will, I will make sure I take a piece of you. And then you can be trapped in my hall of illusions yourself. You freak. Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for that.
Why? Why would you apologize for such a masterful introduction from one recent loser, Master of Illusion? You know, as any good carnival would know, that is one of my main attraction, the halls of illusion. I can twist and turn and pull any word out of the universe and use it in my own little way to destroy the promo careers of anyone who steps across the ring from me. I've done it since the day I stepped foot through the curtain of the promo world, and I've done it until last night when I did it to him. So everybody knows this tournament is already over before it begins. You're looking at the new Asylum World Heavyweight Champion, and there's nothing that any promo artist here, there, or yonder that can do anything about it. I am the Barker of the Bazaar, and I lay claim to the asylum as of now. Write it down. The history books are mine.
Like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rika that I remember now.
You can't know artistry until it's put in your face. So after I win this championship, every single person that comes after me and every single promo that gets dropped after I get called for the first time, the Asylum World Heavyweight Champion will have to step up their game, because I am setting the bar on high. You are going to have to climb toward the stars to even attempt to get close to the bar that I'm going to set. So there's going to be a lot more amazing promos dropped, because it's going to have to be. There's going to be no choice. You aren't going to be able to touch the heights that I have in the past, and you damn sure aren't going to be able to touch the heights that I set the bar at soon. So each and every person in the locker room, I'm putting you all on notice to step up your game, because I'm not coming half-handed. My cards are tucked, and I'm ready to play everything. Do what you gotta do, boys. Bring your best. I am your future Asylum World Heavyweight Champion.
Rika, as always, old friend, it is very good to see you are finally returned to the promo landscape.
It's great to be back. It's great to leave my mark once again on the new place I call home, the Asylum Promo Federation.
And it is great to have you here, and I look forward to seeing how far you get.
I'll see you back soon with a little bit of gold.
I do hope for it. Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, that was interesting, and I must apologize that Master of Illusion was not scheduled by my team nor President Paul. I sometimes forget that the Master of Illusion is a very resourceful individual, and we had previously planned on another individual coming out this evening, and President Paul had to also red-eye him out. But even though Rika was our main event, I guess we will be having a double main event, because he has just made it here to our studio. This is another man also that I've had the pleasure of seeing him step into the promo game. and I have seen him perform at an incredible level at various points in his career. I have not had the opportunity to step in the ring with him, but I've always been a big, big fan. And he is going to be participating July the 1st. Who is who is his opponent? Ah, his opponent. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we give to you this evening a double main event with Sam freaking Spade.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
Sam Spade, a face that I have seen over the course of many, many years now.
Yeah, it's getting hot in this. It's getting hot. I'm starting to sweat. It's getting hot, man. The tournament's heating up, and very excited to be here. You know.
I was very happy to see you on our roster when President Paul presented me the first draft of the roster and the tournament, because, ladies and gentlemen, Sam Spade is one of those individuals that you never quite know what gear he's going to be. He's like a great sports car. He may decide to do that 0 to 60, or he may just decide to do a few laps and run you down. But Sam, I have to say that you and your opponents on the other side is a match that I am looking very forward to, because I have had the opportunity and the pleasure of seeing you and this other gentleman come up through the promo ranks at different times, mind you, but both of you having an incredible ability to generate promos that come out of nowhere. So to have both of these unpredictable elements together, I would like your thoughts on your first opponent, and that man is Little Sweet.
Well, I got a lot of respect for Lil Sweet, and but this is business. I respect for what he do. I respect for how he work. I like his character. He come from a long way, just like me. Nobody is not expecting any one of us to make it to the big top to get the title. But it's all about proving the doubters wrong. And man, this week we do got history. He whooped me one time already. But this is a new business, new fans, new everything. Not to repeat the same cycle over again. But when we do get in the ring, though, it's all business. It's all business. And I'm an underdog. I want us to be an underdog. I want us to stay an underdog, because I want everybody not to think Sam Spade is not going to make it to the top. So my focus is to prove these heavy hitters wrong, because you never know who's going to get out the yard. All it takes is the 1, 2, 3. And so, hey, me and Lil Sweet, we got a match. But the question is, one of us is not going to be the same.
You just mentioned that Little Sweet has beaten you on one other occasion. Is this more about advancing in the tournament for you, or vindication for that previous loss?
It's more than that. It's all about showing my opponents that I'm not weak. Basically, you fooled me once, there's shame on you, but fooled me twice, it's gonna be on me. So my main thing is, with me, it's all about vengeance. And it's like I'm gonna do what I have to do in order for me to knock my opponents out the box. So my thing is, Lil Sweet, stay hungry, stay healthy, train, work, study, because you're not gonna get that same Spade who you used to get. So, APL, it's always making a mark, and my mark is getting to the top.
You are on the side that we kind of are considering that there's a lot of underdogs, and it's a very interesting other side, because, and I don't mean this insulting to you, there's not a big betting pool that people from that side are going to become the first world champion. If you go all the way, you go through the finals and you win the APF World Heavyweight Champion and become the first champion, what is that going to mean for you? As you said, being the underdog, wanting to be the underdog, because let's face it, Sam, a lot of individuals, competitors, they don't want to be the underdog. They want people to view them as the main event. And I understand why you want to be, but what would becoming the first champion mean to you?
Well, oh,
Sam, we're having some audio difficulties on your end, sir.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. Well, my thing is, I'm a champion. Had always been a champion. I'm a former champion, and my thing is with me, winning that APF championship is gonna mean the world to me. Why? Because it's showing everybody that because all heroes don't wear capes. And my thing is, as a young promo artist coming up in this game, it's showing the big hitters that not every big Goliath can win a champion, but hey, a person like me, I'm the one that's coming to kill the giants. So at the end of the day, winning that APF champion, shocking the system, it's all about a game changing, new game, new beginnings, new eras, and my era starts here. Rika WildLee, he was on here. You got Haywood, you got Master of Illusion. Everybody think one of them is going to win, but you got this kind of guy that gave Landfill a run for his money, tick from tack, word for word. And man, Landfill still have a debt that he got to pay as well. Me and him even. It's like every promo artist have a debt. The question is when that debt gonna get paid. And winning the APF championship, you never know who's gonna get to the top. But like I said before, everybody wants that championship. They want to take it. But I'm gonna make my way through this tournament, get to the top. I'm gonna be a defending champion the way APF needs to be ran by.
So what's your dream match in this tournament of?
Well, my dream match is I want to say my dream match, if I have to say it, I say Haywood. I got to say Haywood.
Okay.
I got to say Haywood. Then you have another one. I would say, even though I don't like clowns, I don't like clowns at all. I would have to say Rika. I really would have to say that. But them two, if I could put one of them down in this tournament, there's a road that's going to ease me on down,
Well, Sam, being that they are both on the other side of the bracket, there's a possibility that fate could be kind to you and you could knock one out from the finals tournament on the winner's end and then knock the other out on the loser's end of the second elimination bracket. So could fate be on your side? Could this be Sam Spade's time? Could APF be the place where Sam Spade is the promo artist?
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yes. And man, hey, let's just call a spade a spade. Let's just call a spade a spade. I'm ready. I'm hungry. I'm amped. I'm pumped. You never know. You never know.
Well, Sam, I personally have gotten to see you come up from the very beginning. You've had some rocky roads. You've had some setbacks. You've had a lot of false starts, but you've had some great successes. And for what little it may mean to you, this former champion is pulling for you. It would bring a lot of good feelings to my heart to see you climb through here, because you just said it. They have some very strong competition in this. You are the underdog, and you could write an underdog story and set the tone for APF, a promotion with a start off with 16 individuals, and that the underdog was the one to make it through it all and become the first world heavyweight champion.
Very true.
What are your final thoughts, and before we say good evening to you?
My final thoughts is I'm glad to be here. I'm happy to compete in this business. I'm happy to do what I have to do. I'm going to earn these fans' respect. I'm going to fight to earn their faith in me. I'm very confident in myself because I believe in me. I failed myself a lot of times. I was in tag teams. They failed me numerous of times. My goal is to make it to the top as one man, one promo artist, and one character to get to where I need to be. And I know it's going to be a hard road. It's going to be some wins. It's going to be some losses. but I'm grateful to give this company a new start to show people that we can make a change and make a difference, and let's get to work.
Yes.
Well, Sam freaking Spade, I do hope that fate deals you a good hand, and I hope that the shirt, let's call a spade, is displayed while holding the APF World Heavyweight Championship for the very first time. I thank you for taking some time out to attend our Straight Jacket sessions. I hope
Thank
to
you
have
for having
you
me.
on again one day, and hopefully it is while you are holding that big, beautiful belt that's being commissioned by our great president, Dusty Seven Paul.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. All righty, Bossy. I don't believe that we will get interrupted anymore this evening. We have had, whoo,
It's been a fun
You know,
night. Yeah, it's a good change of pace.
I'm about to say they told me when I signed up for this job, they said, Jordan, you got to think on your feet. Stuff happens all the time, and sometimes plans change, and sometimes craziness happens.
Well, that
You
was
know, I did. We didn't expect Master Illusion, and Lulu's running around backstage with a frozen halibut. So
still check that box. It's a good night.
I would definitely say so too. I loved having you on this evening. I hope to have you again as a guest host because you, as far as I know, will you be competing in APF?
I haven't heard anything yet, but I also haven't jumped in too deeply yet. So I'm kind of waiting to see where that dust settles. You guys know me. I like to surprise people.
Oh boy, the stories I have heard about this Miss Bossy from very good people that I trust. It's all good things. Some involving the Red Solo Cup, some not. Ladies and gentlemen, as the host of the Straight Jacket Stories and as the voice of APF, I thank you for allowing us to come into your homes this evening. It was a little bit bumpier road than what I would have enjoyed, but hey, we are just getting off the ground here. It's going to be like that for a little bit. And ladies and gentlemen, next week, we will have our next guest host. And procuring this individual took a little bit of negotiations. But next week, Straight Jacket Sessions, Episode 3. What date is it? I didn't even look at the date. Oh, God, Bossy, I'm having a moment. It is going to be June the 22nd.
Oh, yeah, a week. Good Lord. We're already halfway.
Time
Almost halfway
flies.
through June.
Time flies. Or it could be whatever I had in this cup. I claim it's tea, but it may be not.
Maybe
My co-host is a former and a current world champion. He is a booker, a promoter, and a man known the world over. Next week, sitting in that chair where the lovely Miss Bossy is sitting, is the incomparable and possibly undefeatable Hollywood Haywood.
great. I'm
Will
excited.
be my co-host next week. I have no idea what's going to happen. I know there's so many people wanting his head on a silver platter. We may have to take out some extra security. We may have to lock up Lulu in the frozen halibut, and we may have to make sure that Mama Purge doesn't have Purge's baseball bat.
It's good steps. We need a checklist for that.
Definitely. Yes, President Paul, I did secure Mr. Hollywood. The good president had no idea who I had procured because I even kept it away from him. All I said was, President Paul, trust me. He
There was
didn't
a
look.
faith in it.
He didn't look like he had faith in me earlier. I hope that I have now gained that man's faith. But ladies and gentlemen, I thank you, Miss Bossy, for being on here this evening.
I'm happy to I'm happy that you had me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I may not have had any questionable substances in my teacup, but she may have had questionable substances in her red solo cup.
So good.
For Miss Bossy, I am your host, Jordan Drake. I thank you.
It's a good
And
night,
ladies
guys.
and gentlemen, Good evening.